very interested in the environment. I mean, after all, that people of my sort of age have less time on this planet than they do. And I think they are very interested, maybe not to the level where they study a certain thing, but we do have a very active education team who go into schools, and the enthusiasm of the children in the schools is absolutely brilliant, and I suspect it's them that's badgering their parents to put in a pond, to plant the right plants for bees and all this sort of thing. So really, the likes of the Société, the National Trust and government have a responsibility to encourage that. We've now gone into a partnership with the Committee for Education, which guarantees a day in an outdoor classroom once a week for all the kids in the schools, which is brilliant. And I know from feedback from Becky and Sarah, who run it, the children love it. You know, the teachers enjoy it as well. They get to learn lots of things as well. So hopefully we're sort of creating a new generation of naturalists and people who will care for the environment.
So as president, you've got 2 years. What are your aims, things that you would like to achieve?
All sorts. I'd like to think that we will get habitat and species legislation. We are so far behind the rest of the Western world, it's pitiful.
Is that in terms of protecting our habitats and our natural environments?
If it wasn't for the Société, for instance, the National Trust with their nature reserves, I suspect we would have lost a lot of our really good habitats, our marshland habitats, things like that. But I mean, even the rarest species we have, there is no legal requirement to look after them. So you might have the rarest bird breeding on your property. You mustn't disturb its nest, but you can chop down it and get rid of its nest site before the next breeding season. So that's not protection. We really need to have a list of the species that we're looking to look after, and the sort of habitats we want to preserve as well.
So today at Bordeaux, some of your team are out there somewhere
surveying
eelgrass, and tomorrow you're at Salary looking into rock pools.
That's right. It's all about recording. We have so many sections. We have entomology, ornithology. We have a geology section. We also do the sciences like astronomy and family history. But everything we record, we try and get onto the biological record system. What moth people have done, for instance, we know how many records there are of certain species. So it's all about, obviously we enjoy doing it, it's all about recording, finding the best habitats. We do bio-blitzes, which we try and get the schools involved in.
What's a bio-blitz?
You will come to a place like Bordeaux and you find as many species as you can.
Okay.
I mean, some of these shingle beaches, they've got some of the rarest British millipedes, centipedes, things from the woodlice family. There's scaly crickets, one of the rarest crickets in the world, and Guernsey have got a good population of them, but we don't have any protection to look after them.
Okay, I mean, you sound very knowledgeable about all these various things, but I was told that you're a moth expert. What draws you then to moths?
I wouldn't call myself an expert. No, I know a lot about moths, and I'm a big fish in a small pond.
Right. But why moths? What is it that interests you?
Well, I started off with birds, and then you start, you see, I've not seen that before. I mean, there is over 1,300 species on the Guernsey list, so they cover a whole range of things.
So that takes us back then to the Ivy Castle. You said when you were younger, that was one of your kind of...
And it's been described as one of the most botanically rich areas in the Channel Islands. And at one point it was used as the tip 40, 50 years ago, perhaps a bit longer than that actually. But it's really wet at the moment, which is great. The more rain that comes down, the better. Just keep it wet. But we have an incredible range of rare plants on Guernsey as well. There's one called the fringed rupturewort, which occurs on land cress. And just recently, one of our entomologists found some little cases on the plants, and we're pretty sure it's a new species for Europe,
Right.
a new coleopterid moth. So all these rare plants, not only do they matter because of what they are, but they also matter because there's things that will feed on them that will not feed on anything else. So you lose a plant, you lose an insect, maybe two insects. I always get the impression people think to see wildlife they need to go to Africa. You know, see the big five, the rhinos and the lions. There is so much here. Okay, it's not the same size, but there is so much here that is absolutely fascinating. And we not only do we need to look after it, but we need to get down on our hands and knees and look for it, quite honestly. You know, I mean, it's just... Why would you want to be stuck inside when you could be outside?